Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome everyone. It's another evening for Mental Health Tuesday. My name is Muhammad Ali Machausa, and I will be moderating this session yet again. That we are creating a safe platform for all of us to have a conversation around mental health matters that affect us. As usual, we are doing this as SambaSports Youth Agenda, partnering with you as listeners and engagers, also with our mental health partner, Greenstring Network, and also Diplomats for Health, and everyone else who comes forth. Today, we are expecting Dr. Mujahid, who is going to take us through the power of forgiveness in the journey of social healing. The moment he comes in, we'll give him that opportunity. But before that, let us believe in God and pray that we welcome him on this platform. We thank you, God, for all the glory that you have given us in abundance. We thank you for the health. We thank you for the opportunity that we are here together. We thank you that we can even think about other people surrounding us. We ask of you that you join us in this session and make it easy and make it more educative. Whatever shall be discussed here, oh Lord, please make it sink and make it useful as we will use it to lift the fortunes of the people around us. We are here representing the Ummah, your people, and whatever that we are picking from this platform, we will use it, inshallah, in uplifting the fortune of other people who are vulnerable around us. We pray and believe in your mighty name, O God. Amen. So as we start, as we also wait for Dr. Mujahid, we want to have a short conversation. Do you believe in forgiveness? Do you believe in forgiveness? You may write your name on the call chat, and you may also write your opinion, or you may ask questions. You may raise your hand to answer this question, or you may answer this question on the call chat. It is all free. So to start us with, do you believe in forgiveness? Who wants to start? Free, please.
Okay, hi everyone. I believe in forgiveness. I know human beings, we have a weakness that we find it hard to forgive someone, but with time we are able to maybe heal and forgive those who have hurt us. Also, Mahatma Gandhi said that forgiveness is attribute of the strong. The weak can't forgive. So for me, if you're able to forgive, you're a strong person. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. That was a powerful start that Mahatma Gandhi says forgiveness is the art of the strong because the weak can't forgive. Thank you very much for glossing it up with that quote. Somebody else, thank you, Geoffrey, for that very nice conversation. Cephas?
Yes, Mohammed. Good evening to everyone. I believe in forgiving, because if you look at both the Quran and the Bible, it is a commission, it is a command that we must forgive others so that we can also be forgiven. So I believe that once you forgive, then you set yourself free and you ease the burden that is in your heart.
Thank you very much, Cephas, for that. That forgiveness is almost an ordainment that you forgive so that other people can also forgive you. On the call chat, I have seen contributions. Andy Atta says, forgiveness has changed my life and made me a lighter soul altogether. Forgiveness shakes the calcium of the heart and makes it beat freely again. I don't know. Maybe Andy, would you like to say something about that?
I sure can. Hello, everyone, and good evening to us all. If I were to speak a little more freely on that, I was very excited about today's topic in particular. In one of the lowest periods of my life, I realized that part of what was making it so low is that I was carrying a lot of anger, and a lot of resentment, and I was able to let go of it and move forward because I had decided to not let it burden me so much. And for me, that was going to involve forgiving others because I felt they had wronged me. I felt that they did not treat me as well as they could have. But I had decided that me being angry about those things only was hurting me. It continued to hurt me and it continued to drag me down. And so, for myself, for my own health, for my own sanity, I had decided to forgive and move forward and not let that burden me any further. That's what I would have to add. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andy, for that voice from the text that you had just sent. And it makes a lot of sense. My takeaway from that is that if you don't forgive, you're actually carrying a burden on your shoulders. So much as you feel you are hating on someone and maybe forgiving them is such a favor, but again, carrying that pain of not forgiving someone is also a bigger burden in yourself. Dr. Mujahid, please welcome. And let me pick Lawrence Bayer. His hand was up, and then maybe from there I can read one or two statements on the whole, and then I give you the platform, Dr. Lawrence, your hand was up. May you take the platform, please?
Yes, Machausa, my hand was up. And to respond to today's discussion, as for me, I say that I believe in forgiveness, because apart from being a process of inner healing, it also restores the lost love and relationships by avoiding or reducing the grudges that we normally uphold to our second party. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. If Dr. Mukhtar would be here, I would say kizungu mingi. A lot of meaning attached to what you said, Lawrence. And I'm sure we are going to learn a lot more from Dr. Mujahid. Allow me, Dr. to just read some comments on the call chat as you come in. Irana Shra says it depends on the size of the what can I say, of the mistake or of the conflict. In Kiswahili anasema inategemea ukubwa wa kosa. How much did you wrong me? Is it in a big way or in a small way? If that is her opinion, let's respect it. Thank you very much, Irana. Amina Abdurrahman says, this is the kind of conversation I've wanted to have in life forever. I do believe in forgiveness, but I'm not there yet. Thank you very much, Amina. And it's okay. We are humans, and also to get to a platform where you can forgive also takes courage. It takes certain strength. Some of us have also not been able to forgive in other circumstances, so it is very normal that you are struggling to forgive. Maybe Daktari will tell us more about that. Catherine Angai says, I believe in forgiveness. As a Christian, it's actually a command. It might be the hardest decision, but it helps a lot. Thank you very much, Catherine, for your contribution. Abigail Odoni says, I don't know if I am alone. I do forgive, but depending on the deed done, I always carry the bitterness with me. Sisi ni wale wa kusamehe yaishe na kwa roho hayaishi. I thank you very much for being so open and candid on that, Dr. Mujahid. Sorry, Abigail. Dr. Mujahid, I just have one little concern. Allow me to address it. One of us here by the name Rai Khan. Can you say something? Because we don't want to have people among us who may actually be wrongly placed. Rai Khan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can quite get you.
Okay, thank you very much. I am really sorry that I picked on you, but we have visitors who have done funny things on this platform, so we have to be sure everybody who is here is following and is with good intentions. Thank you very much for your contributions, Dr. Othman Mujahid. Assalamu alaikum. Doctor, can you hear me? Dr. Mujahid, can you hear me? Doctor, can you hear me?
Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, but it's the volume is very low.
I'm
How
fine,
are you?
thank you. I'm trying to. We can hear you very well.
Thank you.
You can take over the proceedings if you can.
Oh, okay, okay. That is very good. Can you all hear me very well? Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's another day, another privilege, another honor to join all of you to discuss these very important issues that affects all of us, because I want to believe we have all in one way or the other been hurt in one style or another. We have all gone through those difficult moments where we were forced to make very difficult decisions of either forgiving or not forgiving. I am sure all of us have seen people who have refused to forgive completely. We have seen people who are always ready to forgive. We've seen people who keep on telling you, I'm not sure whether I should forgive or I should not. So we are all kind of exposed to this big issue of forgiveness. But what I want to say is, at the end of the day, remember the common saying which says, to err is human and to forgive is divine. At the end of the day, there is a choice that all of us have to make, whether we want to continue being those small, lowly, animalistic, biological creatures, or we want to take another step higher. And this step higher is always assuming that flavor of divinity. That means you have that big heart which can absorb the hurting, at the same time offer a room for forgiveness. So to err is human and to forgive is divine. And that is really, really important. Again, remember, forgiving does not mean you are giving up your right of revenging. You are giving up your right of getting back onto someone. No, it means you are showing that person that you are much bigger than what they thought you are. Because forgiving is not glorifying the person who has hurt you, but it is like making that person feel smaller than who you actually are. Because forgiving is like the upper hand. The upper hand is always more stronger, more valuable than the lower hand. Forgiving is like giving. Giving is always better than receiving. Therefore, when you're forgiving, it's like you're offering an atmosphere of the person who's hurt you to feel comfortable when they are with you again, when they are interacting with you, when they are actually meeting you at one place or another. Remember again, forgiving is not like getting back with someone. No, no, no. Forgiving does not mean accepting that person back into your life. No, forgiving means you are trying to bring a process of healing that is both internally and externally, but you have the right to say, I cannot go back to this relationship. I cannot accept this embarrassment again. I cannot take this intimidation again, but for now, I am okay. It's like that philosophy of 1 minute social healing process. 1 minute social healing process. And this 1 minute social healing process says, if someone hurts you, you just stop them and tell them, I did not like what you did. I have no problem with you, but what you did really offended me. I hope you will not repeat this again. And it is over. My heart is clean. I have no problem with you, but I didn't like the way you talked to me. I didn't like the way you treated me. But otherwise, as a person, I have no problem with you. Again, remember, it's very important to understand that at the end of the day, forgiveness also means you are a more superior being, and therefore nothing really that somebody else does can bring you down. You are that person who wears the mentality of having ability to stand, to have those shock absorbers that can take in any kind of treatment without lowering your integrity. It is not what people do to you. It is not what people say about you that really defines you. It is how you respond to what people do to you, to what people tell you, at the end of the day, that what makes people see the kind of a person you are. So it is very important for you to be that individual who is always assuming that superiority nature, that you don't allow somebody else's opinion. You don't allow someone else's treatment. You don't allow someone else, rejection to make you feel sad or to hurt you. Because life is not what other people do to you. Life is about what you do to yourself. There's always a formula which I use when I'm teaching my student. It's called E plus R always gives you O. E plus R always gives you O. E means event. Whatever happens to you in your life, whatever occurs with your life, plus the way you respond to it, that is what will give you outcome. It is not what happens to you that makes you, that defines you, that tells people who you are. It is how you respond to what happens, okay, to you that makes people really conclude what kind of a person you are. So forgiveness is controlling the way you respond to events, so that at the end of the day, you still remain that very strong person, that strong individual, that strong human being who other people cannot easily bring you down. Forgiveness can even lead to the feeling of understanding. At the end of the day, you know who you are. You know who you are. Therefore, no one else can really take away that from you. At the same time, it gives the empathy level that at the end of the day is like feeling sorry to that person who has offended you, not knowing the kind of a person you truly are. It is also having that compassion for the one who's hurt you, that instead of you taking it very hard, you take it very lightly and you feel very sorry to that particular person. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or excusing the harm done to you or making up with the person who caused the harm. Forgiveness brings a kind of peace that helps you go on with your life. Remember, we are not affected by what goes on around us, outside us. We are always affected by what goes on inside us. Remember, it is the software that drives the hardware. The software is what is inside that very delicate organ, which is described as the organ. If it's strong, you become a strong person. And if that organ is weak, you also become weak. That organ is the organ they call heart. If you allow your heart to be affected very easily and then hold on grudges that other people sometimes have deliberately done to make you feel weak, then at the end of the day, you become weak in every aspect because your heart is becoming heavy. Okay? for you to be able to be a light individual who can think well, feel well, and act well, you have to always make sure your heart is very light. And one mechanism, one avenue, one strategy, important system that can make your heart light is always learning to forgive other people when they offend you. When you do that, your heart becomes light. When the heart is light, the body, the mind also becomes very light, because the vessels in the body opens up and the blood can flow very easily, smoothly, and quickly, and that gives you clarity of everything that you are doing. But if you keep grudges in your heart, one day I went to a party with a friend, and in that party there were several other people. And all of a sudden, I see my friend not eating again. It was a cocktail party. So I asked him, Muhammad, what is your problem? Have you lost your appetite, or are you already full? We've just started. And then he told me there's someone who's walked in and I really hate that person. He did something very bad to me when we were in college, and I can't forgive him at all. And from that time, Muhammad stopped smiling. Muhammad stopped eating. So I told him, Muhammad, who is that person? Can you show me? Then as we walked around, he pointed at somebody who was wearing a blue tie. And that man looked very happy, jovial, interacting very well socially with other people, eating and enjoying the food that was available, while Muhammad was starving himself. So I told Muhammad, look at that guy. He doesn't even know that you hate him. He doesn't even know that you're angry with him. He doesn't even know that you have not forgiven him. Look at the way he's enjoying himself. So who is paying the price? You are the one paying the price for not forgiving that person. I think that should be a lesson to you. And all of a sudden, Muhammad came to his senses and said, oh, Mujahid, what you're saying is really true, because I can see that guy is marrying and feeling very happy with his friends, and me, I am here killing myself. No, I think I should walk to him and shake hands. And we looked for an opportunity. When time was appropriate, Muhammad approached this guy, was called Omar, and said, Omar, you know, I just want to tell you something. Since we left college, I've never been able to forgive you, but today I've learned my lesson. My brother, let's hug, let's forget the past and focus on what is the future. And from that time, Muhammad started smiling, and they laughed and they enjoyed themselves, and the party was really great. So sometimes when you refuse to forgive a person, it is not that person you are punishing. No, not at all. It's you punishing yourself. So remember, for you to be able to forgive anybody, first, you have to learn to forget the past. When you live in your past, you don't get to see your future. If you insist making reference of yesterday's events, you will never enjoy the experience of tomorrow's adventure. So it is very, very important for you to let go yesterday so that you can enjoy your today and benefit your future. Remember, don't think of yesterday and regret how many people offended you. Think of the future and celebrate how many opportunities are there for you to enjoy your life. So forget and let go. Again, remember, we all have our own objectives in life. Therefore, you should be someone who is objective, not subjective. Stephen Covey calls this process as thinking with the end in mind. Okay, whatever you decide to do and settle on, ask yourself this very important question. Is it giving me any benefits, or is it causing me pain and a lot of losses? If whatever you're doing is giving you a lot of sadness, is not giving you what you want, forget about it. It can pass, and that's very important. And think of how you can use your now to make your later more greater than your past. Remember, yesterday is history. Tomorrow is mystery. But today is a gift. That's why in English, we call it present tense. So be objective sometimes and think with the end in mind. Sometimes you don't want to forgive someone who has even already died. And every time you see the children of that person, you see the house of that person, you are angry with objects that are associated with that person. That person is even not in the world again. Sometimes you may refuse to forgive someone who is living living very far from you, doesn't even see you, does not even know how you feel about him or her. At the end of the day, when you think too much of negative about other people, you produce adrenaline. And adrenaline is the liquid, my dear colleague, my dear friend, brother and sister, that causes all these heart-related diseases. And that's why they say lack of forgiveness is the gateway to heart complications. I'm taking that one again. Lack of forgiveness is the gateway to heart complications. Spiritually, we say lack of forgiveness is the platform the devil uses to get back to all of us. But when we forgive, we loosen the strength, the power the devil has that he can use against us. So let's be objective and let us think with the end in mind. Again, forgiveness can easily be practiced when we use more of our IQ, reasoning at the end of the day. How big is the offense? Are you the first person to be offended that way? Isn't there any other possibility? What about you? Haven't you offended anyone? Don't you also want God to forgive you? You want to tell me you've always been perfect in your life? You want to tell me you've never committed any offense? You've never committed any sin? Do you want to tell me you've never stepped on anybody else's toes? Do you want to tell me you have been an angel throughout your life? I am sure all of us, in one way or the other, we've also offended someone here or there. And therefore, if we want to be forgiven, we must also learn to forgive other people. Life does not give you what you want, but life gives you what you give. If you are that person who is always ready to give forgiveness, to offer forgiveness to other people, also other people will be more than ready to offer you forgiveness, and our Creator in return will also forgive you for the little sins you have committed here and there. So be reasonable and be realistic that this life is not a smooth journey. It is not a plain ground. It is up and down. Dunia rangi rangile. Dunia gunia bovu, dunia mti mkavu. At the end of the day, you should know, leo ni mimi, leo ni yeye, na kesho ni mimi. Ikiwa mimi leo nitautuliza moyo wangu, alafu nifikirie ulimwengu wangu, ni uweke uungwana wangu, na heshimu kila fikra yangu, na niwe nitayatizama matamko yangu, na niwe ni mtu ambaye ninafikiria hisia za wenzangu, basi kusamehe inakuwa ni rahisi sana. Also remember, for you to forgive, you have to grow. What do I mean by growing? Growing means outgrowing the offense. You are too big than the insult that somebody poured on you. You are too big than the offense that somebody committed against you. Look at yourself as somebody who is bigger than what is happening to you in everyday life. The little things that happen to you in life should never be the reason why you're not happy with your life. Forgiveness also means for you to be able to practice it, you have to be very insightful. It is always the EQ that controls the PQ. How you feel always makes you either enjoy your life or feel sad about your life. Remember, at the end of the day, it is you creating those obstacles not to grow and become a comfortable person, because you are entertaining discomfort that was caused to you by somebody who may not even know that you're feeling that uncomfortable. Remember, at the end of the day, you have to excite yourself with the good things that are happening with your life, with the good people that are surrounding you in your life, with those good comments and good relationship you are celebrating in your life, more than thinking of that one individual, that one person. You know, they say when you love only 75%, so that you leave 25% for any disappointment that will come along the way. And when you hate only 75% and leave 25% for the room of forgiveness, for the room of improvement, for the room of reconnection, so that you can be able to enjoy your life forever, every day, every now and then. Remember, forgiveness can only be practiced if we avoid practicing negativity. My dear brother and sister, sometimes you have to give people excuses. You have to be an excusist. That means even when somebody does something bad, negative against you, just imagine maybe they didn't know and therefore they just did it without being very conscious. Maybe they didn't realize how that would have offended you, so that you create that room of doubts, excusing them that they never realized. Maybe they didn't know you much. Maybe they did not realize how great, how special, how important you are in life, and therefore they did the little mistake they made. Not because they wanted to offend you, but maybe it was a mistake. It was unconscious. And they don't take in every little thing that people throw at you. Be that person who is always saying, back to the sender. You want to annoy me? Back to the sender. You want to disappoint me? Back to the sender. You want to degrade me? Back to the sender. You want to reject me? Back to the sender. At the end of the day, you become a really happy person. Remember, for you to be able to practice forgiveness, remember, you have to empower yourself. And empowering yourself is reading a bit of psychology on how people think, how people behave, because we're not the same. We are all different. And therefore, if you understand people, Stephen Covey again says, understand before you are understood. That means take it as if it is your responsibility to build a wall of protection against your socio-emotional well-being. You don't allow people to mess your emotions, but you are always willing to allow to forgive people as many times as you can. And always remember, practice the principle of smiling. Remember, when you smile, you develop dimples, and when you frown, you develop wrinkles. When you are that person who is always smiling at other people's mistakes, those mistakes will never get to you. Again, my dear colleagues, learn to sacrifice, give up and go up. Give up that which you don't like and take with you the thing you like and grow and go up. I want all of us to remember the theory I call the 1 to 10 theory of managing your emotions and developing ability to forgive very easily. What is this 1 to 10 philosophy? Number 1, remember, we are all created by that one God. And one day we shall go back to that God. So if we don't want to forgive others, how are we expecting that one God will also forgive us? The time you remember that, look, even me, I commit errors against my Creator. And therefore, I want my Creator to forgive me. And because I want my Creator to forgive me, let me also forgive others. 2, remember, there are only 2 days in your life. Remember, there are only 2 days in your life. The day when people celebrate you and the day when people offend you. The day when people celebrate you, enjoy with them. And the day when people offend you, forgive them. There are 2 days, I am repeating, in our lives. The day when people, feel happy with you, celebrate with them. And the day when people offend you, forgive them. Number 3, remember, we are created with 3 angles. And these 3 angles must be healthy for us to be happy. The IQ for the brain. Make sure you accept only positive thoughts to settle in your brain. EQ for the heart. Make sure whatever goes into your heart are things that are always powerful, strong, and positive. Number 3, remember your PQ. Your body well-being of your health depends on how happy you are inside your heart and positive you are in your mind. And without forgiveness, you can never enjoy all these privileges of having a very protected IQ, a very settled EQ, and a very active PQ. Remember, number 4, remember there are 4 angles of wherever you are. If the north is offending you, look at the south. If the east is offending you, look at the west, so that you can always find something that will please you. There are many other opportunities in life. You know what? Sometimes we spend a lot of time looking at that door which is closing, looking that door which is very disappointing to us, and we fail to see the 9 other ones that are opening, that are celebrating us, that are enjoying us, and we keep on remaining angry with only one door, while there are 9 doors that can lead you to the world of happiness and enjoyment. Again, number 5, remember to combine the five organs that coordinate your movement. Use your head to think. Use your hand to reach out to those who accept you and hug them. And then use your legs, your 2 legs, and walk to those people who will be happy to see you. Remember, the head is 1, the 2 hands and the 2 legs. These are 5 organs. If you use them very well, you will learn to forgive people and you will live a very happy life. Again, remember number 6, present the 6. That's very important. Within these 6 organs, there are very important organs inside them. Between the ears, be careful what you listen, because the 2 ears leads to your brain. So don't give your ear to people who will offend you. Again, there are 2 ribs that hold the heart. Don't hug everybody that comes your way. Some people are not to be brought closer to your heart. So don't use your ribs to hug everybody. Then the 2 legs in between, there is something very sensitive. Don't connect with people. Don't give in to people very easily. Use them so that they don't disappoint you. Be selective into those. Allow me to say this. Don't open your legs to anyone so that people can hurt you. People can disappoint you. They can make you say, I will never forgive them. The addition of the 6, 2 hands, 2 ribs, and the 2 legs. Again, in the interest of time, remember to present the 7 that make sure you remain happy Sunday to Monday, so that you don't allow one day of your life to be spent feeling sorry, feeling sad, feeling offended, not being able to forgive. Again, remember the planets. That means if you're not comfortable where you are, there is someone who is making angry where you are. Apart from this world, the world is big by itself. And again, there are so many other planets out there. There are many other men out there. There are many other women out there. There are many other people out there. There are many other opportunities out there. There will always be something bigger, greater, more important than the thing that is trying to disappoint you. Forgive them and move to the next level. You are bigger than any situation that you are going through at the moment. Again, remember the 9 months, the number 9, the 9 months you spent in the womb of the mother. You get my point? Whatever happened there, you never realized, you never knew. Whatever your mother did to you when you were in the womb, you still weren't able, to grow and become the person you have become. So forget, you never even felt them. And if you don't want to feel these offenses that people are trying to throw at you, you will also be very good. And then number 10, remember, you can be counted at the end of the day. Every situation, usiku uwe giza wa aina gani, mchana lazima utakuja. It doesn't matter how long the winter will be. There will be a summer. So don't kill yourself with anger, no matter how much someone can hurt you. Every situation is judged by time. One day it will all be over. One day it will all go. My dear colleagues, remember, for you to heal and be able to forgive others, think of these 7 steps. Step number 1, admit that somebody has annoyed you. Admit that you are angry. Admit that you are hurting. Okay? After admitting, kwa sababu ukijijua, ukijichambua, utajichanua. Ukijichanua, utajijua. Ukijijua, utakuwa mtu wa murua. Utafunuka kama ua. Utang'ara kama jua, na ulitakalo litakuwa, na maisha yatakuwa poa. So admit at the end of the day. Seek to understand before you are understood. Yes, you're angry. Yes, you're angry. But then what will be the second step? Understand that it is okay to be angry. It is okay that some people can offend you, consciously or unconsciously. It is not just happening to you. It has happened to so many other people. So if other people have been able to forgive others, why can't you also forgive other people? There are people in this world who have forgiven people who killed their parents. It has happened in Rwanda, genocide and the forgiveness process. People have forgiven those people who made their grandfathers slaves in America and other places, and today they are living with each other safely. People have forgiven people who have raped them, and they are now moving on with their lives. So understand, at the end of the day, it is all in your hands. And this thing is not just happening to you. It has also happened to many other people. Number 3, remember, it is not about trusting that person again. No. So if you cannot trust that person again, it's okay, but don't allow the resentment to settle in your heart. You need your heart to be empty, to accommodate things that will give you joy and happiness. Again, remember, for you to be able to forgive, step number 4 is you give up your right for revenge. Okay, you have the right. You can even take the person to court. You can even find that person. You can even do anything you want to do with that person. But you say, I am giving up this right because I want to maintain my happiness. I forgive you. Okay? And that really makes you be a greater person. Number 5, my dear brothers and sisters, always choose to respond with kindness to any offense that is committed against you. I said earlier, event plus response always gives you the outcome. It is your I plus your A that gives you the D. It is your intention plus your action that will take you to your destination. Wasamehe kwa sababu wao hawajui kwamba wewe ni mtu ambaye unaheshimika, ni mtu ambaye unamurua, ni mtu ambaye umetukuzwa, ni mtu ambaye ni muhimu, ni mtu ambaye unapenda amani, ni mtu ambaye unajikuza, ni mtu ambaye unajiheshimu. Wasamehe kwa sababu wao hawajui kwamba wewe ni mtu ambaye una sifa nzuri katika maisha yao. Usikubali usiku ukaharibu mchana wako. Hakikisha mchana wako umeng'aa kiasi inayofaa, ili kusudi wewe uwe utakuwa huna moto kama vile linavyokuwa kaa. Again, number 6, repeat to yourself that I am greater. I am greater than. Use positive affirmation. I am important. I am valuable. I am unique. I am special. You cannot offend me very easily. I let go very quickly. I don't hold grudges. Always repeat those positive affirmations, and whatever negativity that is inside your heart, it will always go. And again, repeat the process, and you will always find joy in whatever you are doing. Let me stop here so that I can give room for reaction, response, and contribution. And I thank you all for listening to me, and God bless you.
Wow. What are those, Daktari? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yet again, I just want to leave the audience to say what they have to say before we close it. But it was a dose. So any feedback, anyone who wants to say anything, please, you may lift your hand or you may write on the call chat.
I think people are okay. I want, if you allow me, I want to close with these very important statements that we should all remember. Number 1, remember.
Daktari?
Yeah.
Just a minute. There's a hand, and then there's also a statement on the call chat.
Very good.
Here, Maisha says, what do you do while seeking for forgiveness? The other party refuses to give forgiveness. Do you let go or keep on trying? What if at discussion things get more worse instead of coming to a common ground? What if in the process of seeking forgiveness you get hurt with the responses given? That is one. Masibo Hussein Ulfat says, how does one rebuild trust once broken?
Let me take the first one. It is very important. You know, they say never give up, never give in. There's always an answer for everything. I'm repeating that. Never give up, never give in. There's always an answer to everything. And remember, sometimes persistence leads to positivity. If you continue doing what you're doing every day, the results will always be positive. So don't be that person who will take it once, twice, thrice, and then give it up. When you want something so badly in life, you have to do everything it takes until you get that which you want. Sometimes when you persist and you're patient, you know, the 3 P's of seeking for forgiveness. 1 P is be positive that one day you will get that forgiveness. Positive, be positive always. It is like seeking dua from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you do that dua, do it with the mentality that God is going to accept it. And when you are seeking forgiveness, go with the mentality that you will get that forgiveness. Then 2nd P, persist. Don't just do it once. Do it using different strategies. Maybe we will discuss, because of time, strategies of getting forgiveness. Use all those strategies and get the forgiveness, and then participate, be part of that process. Don't use third party when you are seeking that forgiveness. So be patient. And then again, when you are in a discussion and the discussion gets a little bit nasty, the best thing is to adjourn and then take it another time. Sometimes you have to give people time to heal from the offense that you have committed against them. You know, Mwenyezi Mungu kaumba kitu muhimu sana katika maisha. Kitu muhimu sana. Na hiki kitu kinaitwa sahau. Mara nyingine ni muhimu kuwapa watu muda wa sahau ule uchungu walioupitia, na ndio baadaye uweze kuomba msamaha.
Wow, I don't know what I can do, but Matano Omar says the topic is emotional. We are reflecting, digesting the incidents that have happened to us. Can we have that again next Tuesday?
No problem. You can reflect on whatever we have discussed today, and then on Tuesday next week, now we can get feedback, and then I will be responding to those feedback.
Okay. That's a good one. Cephas Juma says, Daktari, words from your tongue is more than the injection one may need to get healed. You normally...
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. They say, Adinu nasiha. Life is about sweet words. So if you have time to offer consoling, comforting words, please don't be mean with your good words. Share them, and people will really benefit from them.
Thank you very much, Daktari. If you may allow, Otieno Collins Oteo, your hand was up. I don't know whether you wanted to say something to Daktari before he closes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Machausa. And once again, let me thank Daktari for the wonderful session.
Please, your volume is a bit low. Can you speak up, please, Collins?
Hapo iko sawa? Hapo iko sawa?
Collins, sauti kidogo.
Hapo iko sawa? I want to thank Daktari for this session. I always enjoy listening to Daktari.
Thank you.
How many times should we forgive one another? For example, you forgive one today, and then they repeat the same mistake. You engage them in the forgiveness process, and then few days later, you forgive them again. how many times should we forgive these people? Or should we forgive them 3 times and then the next?
Daktari, the question from Collins is
Thank you.
how many
I
times
am
do you have to...
sure Collins is a Christian. Am I right? Jesus says in the Bible, forgive 7 times 70 times. So you have to forgive until you become happy yourself. Because if you don't forgive, you're the one who will be sad every day. Muhammad, can you allow me to say the 10 things that I want people to go home with as we close the session?
Yes, please.
Okay. I say number 1, remember pain is part of growing. So don't avoid pain. Make sure you always go through the pain. Number 2, remember everything in life is temporary. It will go. Don't worry. It's not going to be there forever. Everything is temporary in life. And this disappointment and this offense will also be temporary. It will go with time. So don't worry. Number 3, remember worrying and complaining changes nothing. So stop being a complainer and stop being a warrior and be a warrior. Everything is about how you feel about yourself. Number 4, remember, your scars are a symbol of your strength. So take as many as people offer you. Your scars are a symbol of your strength. Take them as many times as possible. Forgive them as many times as they offend you. Number 5, every little struggle is a step forward your greatness. Every little struggle is a step towards your greatness. Keep struggling, my brother and my sister. Don't stop until you achieve the best you want for your life. Number 6 again, other people's negativity is not your problem. Don't worry about them. You know, it's not what they say and what they do that makes you, it's what you say and what you do. So other people's opinions should never be your reality. You should have your own reality. Other people's opinion, other people's negativity should never be your reality. Another one, what is meant to be, remember, eventually it will be. There are certain things in life that are beyond our control. What will be, will be. So don't get offended when things happen and they are beyond your ability. Let them happen. Ultimately, they will sort out themselves. And finally, the best thing you can do to yourself is keep going, keep pushing, keep growing, keep being the person you want to be, and finally you enjoy your life. I say good night and thank you very much.
Wow, I was trying to type as fast as you are speaking. I just hope I got at least half of the thing that you said. What I could get. Maybe we can have that reference later. What can I say? I just want to say, if you can allow just one last comment from the participant. It's 9:03, 3 minutes past 9. Anybody who wants to have a closing remark, maybe to say to Daktari or to the platform, or we have booked Daktari for next Tuesday, a continuation of the same topic. So inshallah, he will be available. But what can you say? Maybe the last one before we close. Anybody who wants to say anything as we close? Sibo Hussein Ulfat says, how does one rebuild trust once broken? I did not hear the response. Let's take this to next Tuesday, Ulfat, so that we are able to give it enough time. I'm sure you will be responded to. I can see, I'm not seeing any hand up. What I can say is thank you very much, Dr. Mujahid. Thank you very much. Everyone who was involved in setting this meeting up. The SambaSports team, the participants that came on this platform, we are here because of you. We cannot make it if you don't attend these sessions. We just want to beseech you that whatever you learn from here, kindly educate others around you. You never know, you may be saving somebody's life. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Let's meet again next Tuesday. Adios.